But the card that really caught my eye was Favorable Winds.
Oh, them beatdowns.
Yes, Favorable Winds, an enchantment for 1 and a blue, and flying creatures you control get +1/+1. And then, following that, he has a lot of flying creatures.
Ah.
Well, creature producers.
Ah.
Lingering Souls, Midnight Haunting, Beckon Apparition, Eyes in the Skies. He went deep.
Ooh, Eyes in the Skies.
All right? We have gone deep here, and Intangible Virtue and Favorable Winds to level up.
I have bad news.
Double Static Caster pretty good against the token deck.
Yeah, that's the bad news.
Pretty good.
That's the bad news.
Another card that we've been ranting about all day, and a third one in. Oh no, that's a counter flux. This is going to be a tough one. Tough spot for Joseph
Those cards
Rice.
are very much alike. As you see, Joseph does draw another copy of Lingering Souls. He has a copy of Lingering Souls in his graveyard as well, and just cannot flash it back because of Static Caster. As we cut into this game 2, Darin Minard is up a game. He is on your right playing Blue Red Flash. Joseph Rice on your left playing Esper Tokens. Restoration Angel coming across, providing a clock, and Darin is what looks to be AJ in the driver's seat, as I see a Sphinx's Revelation with that counter flux and a Searing Spear in his hand.
Yeah, Joseph's really digging to a Supreme Verdict here, if he even left them in, which we don't know that he did.
It'd be a bit surprising if he did, I think.
Yeah, and that would be his one card here. I guess he could have access to Detention Sphere since it is post-board. But that would just get counterfluxed. So, tough spot.
And,
tough spot.
We have a tweet here that says that Darin Minard is out of Oklahoma. So it's kind of in the middle of that Dallas, New Orleans, Kansas City area. It's probably a bit of a hike to get out here from Oklahoma. I'm gonna set the line at 7.5 hours to get here from Oklahoma.
I don't know, geography.
So does that mean you want the over or the under?
I'll take the over just so that, you know, you'll be contented to...
I actually have no idea how long it takes. I'm not setting you up. As you see Restoration Angel come across here again for Darin, who's looking in pretty good shape right now. You know, he does have that Revelation, another copy of Restoration Angel in his hand. He's not flinching. He's just sitting pretty, as you see Midnight Haunting.
Sitting pretty with 6 awesome spells in his hand and a dominating board presence.
Doesn't have a reason to move.
Don't move until you see it. I think we've already seen it.
What do we see? See, as Darin untaps and draws.
We see
another Restoration Angel here. So he's going to come across here.
Well, I mean, Darin knows that Joseph's only real way out of this is some sort of Wrath. And so he's just playing around the Supreme Verdict by not overextending himself at all.
Yeah. And there's no reason for an extend. There's no reason for him to really do anything.
Right.
You know, you could make an argument for, you know, why doesn't he just cast a Sphinx Revelation for, you know, a bunch and, you know, get some information and blah,
he'd
blah,
have
blah,
to discard.
Yeah, he'd have to discard, and you know, his cards are so good he doesn't need any new ones.
Exactly.
As you see, Darin is tapping some mana here. He does have a Midnight Haunting in his hand. He's considering casting it, but Static Caster is going to take care of them. So it looks like he's just going to take the damage, and Darin's just going to pass back.
So Google Maps says 5.5 hours. I had the over on 7.5, so I think I win.
That's not how that works.
Oh, have you ever used Google Maps?
Is Google Maps?
All right.
Touche. Here's a Geist Saint Draft. All right, so there is a real card.
Yeah, that's theoretically reasonable. He has the Vault of the Archangel, so he could, you know, sort of use it to race, but it's just far too little, far too late.
So you see in Darin's hand, with Joseph at 5, this attack from Restoration Angel will put him to 2, as you're going to see
or
him
his
cast another
other
Restoration Angel. Yeah, and he has a Searing Spear in his hand as well.
For value.
So you see Joseph looks like we're going to get the Dissipate.
He does have 3 Dissipates in his sideboard.
And 1 in the hand to go along with 2 copies of Negates, 2 copies of Lingering Souls, and a copy of Midnight Haunting. So there is your Dissipate on this new Restoration Angel.
I will say that Beckon Apparition is super sweet against Snapcaster Mage. And against Unburial Rites.
Accurate.
It's like a cremate that you can main deck.
Accurate again.
Yeah. I'm like a scientist.
There's your Beacon Apparition. A card that I picked to be the best Orzhov card in the set.
Oops.
I was not right.
Oops.
I was not right. It is not the best card from the Orzhov Guild.
There's a couple better, I think.
It's debatable.
Spear you.
There's your Spear. There's your
And
Negate.
negate and flux.
There's
Game.
your Counterflux. That one wins the Counter War. And that's it. Darin Minard, a player from Oklahoma who drove, from what I've been told on Twitter, 6 hours.
All right.
To get here, so Google Maps was only a half hour off.
All right, it's not too bad.
Defeats Joseph Rice 2-0, Blue-White Red Flash, a deck that Darin is consistently playing, and Joseph Rice